It's that card girl, and today we're going to be taking a look at the One Piece Card Games Starter Deck 35, the red and black Sabo starter deck. And I love these two color leaders because on one side our box has black and on the other side it has red. I think it is just a cool little touch that they do for the two colored leaders. Now on the back it gives you a little bit of an idea of what all comes inside, mainly just how many of each rarity you are going to be getting. So let's go ahead and get this starter deck opened up so we can take an actual look at the deck and everything else that comes inside of the box. On the bottom, we have our quick start guide / paper playmat. It's a quick start guide on one side and a paper playmat on the other. Underneath our deck sandwich, we have our pack of OP16. All 6 of the starter decks that were recently released came with a pack of OP16, and we'll be opening all 6 packs of OP16 as a short once we get done going over all 6 of the decks. And the last thing we have is our deck sandwich. So let's go ahead and get it tucked all nicely in place and get a little bit of a scene change. We have our deck sandwich wrapped up all neatly in plastic with our leader on top, our 10 Dawn cards on the bottom, and our 50 card deck nestled safely in between. So let's go ahead and get the plastic wrap off quite easily on our 5th deck and take a look at what all comes inside. Starting with our 5 life red and black 5000 power Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army type leader Sabo. Then we get 2 copies of the 7 cost 6k power 1k counter Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army type Koala. 2 copies of the 5 cost 5k power 1k counter Revolutionary Army type Bartholomew Kuma. 4 copies of the 4 cost 4k power 1k counter Fishman Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army types Hack. 2 copies of the 4 cost 4k power 2k counter Minx and Revolutionary Army type Lindenberg. 4 copies of the 3 cost 4k power 2k counter Revolutionary Army type Karasu. 4 copies of the 3 cost 4k power 2k counter Revolutionary Army type Bello Betty. 4 copies of the 4 cost 5k power 2k counter Giant and Revolutionary Army type Morley. 4 copies of the 4 cost 5k power 2k counter Revolutionary Army type Inazuma. 4 copies of the 2 cost 3k power 1k counter Revolutionary Army type Emporio Ivankov. 4 copies of the 6 cost 7k power 1k counter Revolutionary Army type Monkey D. Dragon. 4 copies of the 5 cost 6k power 1k counter Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army type Koala. 4 copies of the 4 cost 6k power Revolutionary Army type Sabo. 4 copies of the 1 cost Impel Down and Revolutionary Army type Event Hair Removal Fist. 4 copies of the 1 cost Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army type Event, but Ace here said you deserved it. And of course, our 10 Dawn cards. Now that we know what all comes in our starter deck, let's talk about what all it does. Starting with our red and black leader Sabo. Now, most 2-color leaders have 4 life instead of 5, and some even have 3 life. Our Sabo leader, though, has 5 life. However, if you have 4 or more life cards, he's not a 5000 power leader, but instead loses 1k power and becomes a 4k. Once you're down to 3 life, he goes back to 5k power though, unless you attach a Dawn to this leader. Aside from the Dawn itself giving your leader an additional 1k power, if you have an 8 cost or higher character on board, your leader and all your characters gain an extra 1k power thanks to our leader's ability. Now, this Sabo is originally from OP13, but our SRs are new for this starter deck, and both SRs are black cards. Kuma is 5 cost to play, however it does have the lovely text saying it costs 3 more, which makes it an 8 cost. Our other SR is Koala, who costs 7 to play, but once she's on the field, she becomes an 8 cost as well as a blocker. The cost of these 2 SRs increasing is good for us because it makes them both 8 cost once played, letting us get our leader's effect if we attach a Dawn to our leader. Hopefully you haven't given that Dawn to your leader before playing either Kuma or Koala though, because the on-play effect of both is the same and lets you give a rested Dawn to your leader. And on top of that, you get to play a 4K power or less Revolutionary Army type character from out of your hand or your trash for free. Hack here is one of our 2 new red cards for this starter deck. It's a blocker, and when you play Hack, you get to KO a 2K base power or less character of your opponent's. Our other new red card is Lindbergh, who lets you knock 3K power off of one of your opponent's characters when you play it. And our last new card for this starter deck is the Black Karasu, who lets you trash the top 2 cards of your deck when you attack to make your opponent trash a card from their hand so long as they have at least 7 cards in their hand. The first group of reprinted cards for this starter deck unsurprisingly comes from OP13, like our leader did. The red Emporio Ivankov can be trashed instead of one of your Revolutionary Army type characters getting KO'd by your opponent's effect. The red Inazuma lets you give your leader a rested Dawn when you play this card. Our red Monkey D Dragon lets you reduce its power by 2,000 once per turn instead of having a Revolutionary Army type character removed by the opponent's effect. Our red event, but Ace here said you deserved it, can be used either in your main phase or as a counter. When used as a counter, it gives your leader an additional 3,000 power for the battle. During your main phase, you pay the 1 cost, but also have to rest an additional 4 Dawn, which pretty much makes it a 5 cost for your main phase. But it's kind of worth it because you get to give an opponent's character minus 3K power and then KO a 3K power or less character of your opponent's. The only black OP13 reprint is Koala, which is kind of a watered down version of our new SRs, which makes sense since it's a common. It has a cost of 5, but as soon as you play it, it becomes an 8 cost so we can get our leader's ability. And to help us get our leader's effect going, you can put a card from your trash onto the bottom of your deck and then give a rested Dawn to your leader. Or you could give it to a character, once per turn during your main phase. The Black Sabo started out as a promo card, part of the Promotion Card Set 2025 Volume 2, and was given out during events starting in December of 2025. It was made for our Sabo leader though, it seems, because once you play it, it becomes an 8 cost and a blocker. And also on play, you can put either the top or bottom card from your life cards into your hand to be able to give your leader or character one of your rested Dawn cards. Our last 3 cards are all black cards from OP12. Bellow Betty lets you give minus 2 cost to an opponent's character for the turn if you trash your deck's top 2 cards when you attack. Morley doesn't do anything but become an 8 cost once played to help you get your leader's ability. Hair Removal Fist is a counter event that also needs an 8 cost Revolutionary Army type character to get the full effect. Without an 8 cost, you can give your leader or character an additional 2K power for the battle. With an 8 cost though, you also get to give one of your 8 costs an extra 2K power as well for the battle. The life draw trigger for this event just lets you draw a card and then trash your deck's top card. Now that we've talked about all of the cards that come in this deck, let's talk about some possible upgrade cards for it. And what better way to start our Sabo deck's upgrades than with some Sabos? First up, we have the 6 cost, 7,000 power Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army type secret rare Black Sabo from OP13. He's a blocker, and once per turn during your main phase, you can make one of your characters cost 2 more through the end of your opponent's next turn, and then give your leader one of your rested Dawn. A great way to get your leader's effect going since you can make this Sabo cost 2 more and become an 8 cost. Next up, we have the blocker Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army type SR Sabo from PRB02. It's a 6K power with a 2K counter. It costs 6, but if you've got at least 15 cards in your trash, it's a 3 cost until after you play it. Once it's on your board, it's back to being a 6 cost. On to some SR Koalas, starting with the red 2 cost, 3K power, 2K counter Revolutionary Army Koala out of OP05. When you play her, you give minus 3K power to an opponent's character for the turn. EBO3's Black Koala is 4 cost, 5K power, a 1K counter, and Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army types. Once on the board, she becomes an 8 cost. If KO'd on your opponent's turn, you get to play a 6-cost or less Revolutionary Army type character not named Koala, or any 6-cost or less Nico Robin out of either your hand or the trash. This red promo Koala was distributed for Friendly Match and then Event Pack Volume 5 and got a Pirate Foil in PRB 02. It's a 1-cost, 1k power, 1k counter Revolutionary Army type. Once per turn during your main phase, she lets you give your leader or a character a Rusted Dawn. The Black Rare Koala from OP12 is a 1-cost searcher and has 2k power and a 1k counter and is both Dressrosa and Revolutionary Army types. When you play her, you get to search the top 3 cards of your deck for either a Nico Robin or any Revolutionary Army type card not named Koala to reveal and add to your hand. You'll put the other cards into the trash. Now, let's talk Monkey D. Dragon. This red SR Revolutionary Army type Monkey D. Dragon is 8 cost, has 9,000 power, and comes out of OP07. It's got Rush, and whenever you play him, you get to give your leader or one character 2 Rusted Dawn. OP12's Black Revolutionary Army type Monkey D. Dragon is also an 8-cost SR. However, this one is 8k power. When you play him, you start by putting 3 Revolutionary Army types from your trash onto the bottom of your deck, and then you get to play a 6-cost or less character from your hand for free. OP05's Red Rare Revolutionary Army type Bello Betty bears a cost of 1, has 2k power, and a 1k counter. She's also a searcher card. You get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck when you play her to reveal and add to your hand a Revolutionary Army type card not named Bello Betty. The rest go to the bottom of your deck. The SR Stussy from OP07 is a 9-cost with 9k power. She is CPO type and not Revolutionary Army type, so keep that in mind. But when you play her, you get to trash one of your characters to be able to KO an opponent's character. Another non-Revolutionary Army type card is the red King of the Pirates and Roger Pirates type Secret Rare Gold D Roger from OP09. It's a 10-cost with 13,000 power and Rush. And if he's on the board and your opponent activates a blocker while either of you are at no life cards, you win the game. A nice alternative win condition card that you can add to your deck, unlike the promo East Blue Nami leader who you can't even build a full deck for. And what red, or red and black, Revolutionary Army deck would be complete without OP05's 1-cost Red Stage Revolutionary Army HQ? It's a searching stage that has you trash a card out of your hand and rest the stage to search the top 3 cards of your deck for a Revolutionary Army type card to reveal and add to your hand. The rest will all go to the bottom of your deck. And speaking of the bottom of your deck, we've reached the bottom of our list of upgrades. Now, this is the point in which we would usually be opening up the pack that came included in this starter deck, but we are, for a change, going to be opening up all 6 packs that came with the 6 starter decks that we're covering after we put the next starter deck out and finish up this series of 6 starter decks. So keep an eye out for the short on this Sunday where we are going to be opening all 6 packs. And speaking of shorts, here's your reminder that we put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays with shorts on Sundays. We focus mainly on One Piece, Gundam, Lorcana, Pokemon, and Magic the Gathering. Make sure you're following us over on Instagram if you haven't already at thatcardgirl.tcg. There's a link for it down in the description. And speaking of links in the description, there's a link to our Discord channel down there as well. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and tell the Revolutionary War aficionado in your life about us. That Card Girl out!